Hello fellow tech geeks, I'm Young John, and today on First Look, we'll be taking a look at the Treblab X11 wireless Bluetooth earbuds, which are so small that if you compare it to a quarter, you can kind of overlap it and you wouldn't be able to see the earbuds. It comes with a hard case that withstands a lot of pressure, and when you open it up, it's quite large. You can fit more than your earbuds if you wanted to. The top half is netted and holds the micro USB cable that'll charge up your earbuds when you run out of power. When it comes to fit and comfort, these earbuds are pretty comfortable. They don't jam in your ear. I mean, it basically just fits in your ear, and it's got wingtips here to keep it from falling out. You get 6 different ear tips, 3 in silicone and 3 in foam, all different sizes, so you can fit them in your ear. Now the thing about the silicone tips is that it's so smooth that it slips out of your ears. At least it does for mine. It keeps slipping out, so I have to be using the foam ear tips. They fit really well. But the negative side of the foam ear tips is that it's prone to attracting a lot of dust and earwax. And when you take it out of your ear, you see a lot of this kind of white, gross stuff on it. I mean, it's not going to affect the performance or anything, but it just looks so unappetizing. Maybe it would have been better if it wasn't in black, if it was a lighter color to kind of hide that. But I think a coating would have been nice so that you can just kind of blow it away. If you're able to use the silicone ear tips without having it slip out of your ear canal, definitely use these guys. The usage is extremely easy. You have one button on each earbud, and to turn it on, you stick it in your ears and you long press these until you hear a powering on. And you can use it to play and pause the music that you're listening to. But if you wanted to get really fancy, you can long press it to say a command. For example, call John Smith. For which it'll think you said, call Joe Schmo. Cancel, cancel, don't do that. Unless you have an actual Joe Schmo in your phone book. Okay, let's talk about performance. As far as performance goes, the sound is pretty okay. You get good treble, you get good bass, you get good midtones. The sound space is pretty good. You can hear a different human there, and you can hear the guitar player over there, you can hear the drummer sitting behind me, all of that kind of good stuff. And if you close your eyes, you can hear everybody around you if you're, say, listening to a classical band. The sound is pretty good for Bluetooth. It's not amazingly great that you get with the wired stuff, but when it comes to the microphone, it's a different story. The mic itself is okay. You can hear what people are saying. However, it's compressed. It's so compressed that you can hear compression noise. It's not overly bad, but the fact is the other person will hear compression noises when you're talking. So basically you hear the not a lot, but you can hear it, and it sounds a little bit strange. So that's an area where Treblab can make improvements for the next version. Let's talk about battery life. Now, the box says you get up to 6 hours of battery life, which is stupendously large, but in practice, I've gotten exactly 3 hours consistently every single time. If you look at it, there's really not a lot of space to put any batteries, so 3 hours is quite all right, you know, for something of this size. But instead of writing 3 hours on the box, it says up to 6. I'm quite puzzled on how anybody can get 6 hours from this thing, but if you get 6 hours or know how to get 6 hours, write it in the comments and let me know, because I certainly can't. Charging took exactly 1 hour for me, and you can charge them by pulling back the red tabs to this micro USB port and use the split micro USB cable that's included in the pack. The indicator light will be red when it's charging and blue when it's finished. So far so good. It's small, it fits well and is comfortable, it's easy to use, sounds pretty good, lasts 3 hours. So everything up to now works fairly well, but where it falls short is in the Bluetooth connection. You're listening to music, you're walking down the street, and then you're hearing the la 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 la, and it starts up again. So I'll give you an example of when it cuts out. If I have this earbud, the left earbud is the main connection, and I have my music player on my right hand, and I put my arm down, it'll disconnect. I'll have to hold my music player up here in order for it to keep playing. Now this is kind of annoying if you're walking down the block and you don't hold your arm like this and walk down the street. You kind of dangle your arm as you're walking, right? So while the sound is fine, if it doesn't connect, then you're gonna have problems. And the funny thing about this is that The connection will work if the music player is kind of far away, but it'll stop working the minute it's blocked by you. Earbud on one side and the music player on the other side. I can't even put it in my back pocket, it'll stop playing altogether. The solution is just to keep it in the line of sight and it'll be fine. So that's it for the Treblab X11 wireless earbuds. You have good sound, they're really small, they fit comfortably in your ear, although the Bluetooth connectivity is a little questionable when it's not in line of sight with your music player. So as long as they're in view, it'll work just fine. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please click on like and don't forget to subscribe to the First Look channel. See you all again next time. And subscribe to YouTube. YouTube only hear your music, which is a plus and a minus.